Hello there. Thank you for checking out today's video. Today we're doing a bit of a serious introduction into a series I plan on doing about weekly to fortnightly uploads on where I share my training and nutrition journey, what I'm doing, what I'm working towards, what I do to get the results I want in my training. I break things down so you can understand how to go about things for yourself. We'll do fitness tips. I'm quite a bookworm, so I'll just do some book club stuff where I'll go through the books I've been reading and you can tell me what sort of books you recommend for me to add to the series. So just training updates from me, tips for you guys, how to get better results. We'll add different things in as we go, like going through books. Today's just an update on where I've been with my training. I go over The Influential Mind, the latest book that I just read, and our fitness tip. And then each week we'll add things in, bring in new segments, and hopefully get a good series going, hopefully get some consistent uploads where this can help me to be consistent with my own training and be a good log for me to look back on, and hopefully provide you guys with lots of value of how you can improve your own journey and on building more muscle, losing weight, building consistent routines for a healthy lifestyle and just getting better things going. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the segments to come. Thanks, guys. Alrighty, welcome to my first segment, which will be training updates. So in this segment, what we're going to be covering is just what I've been up to in my own training and nutrition lately, what my goals are, what I'm working towards, and how I plan out what I'm doing to reach my goals. So just going all into what I'm up to at the moment, what I'm working towards. What I've been working towards recently is a 210 kilo deadlift. So at the end of this week, I'm turning 21 and I want to hit a 210 deadlift on my birthday. So the last 4 months, my training's all been working towards that. I've been doing an upper lower training split, 4 days a week, 2 days upper, 2 days lower. In the first few months, the lower sessions were focusing on the squat and deadlift, higher reps, just getting in the work how they needed to, increasing my weight to get to a weight where I know I could definitely have enough tissue on me to hit the 210 deadlift. In the last month, I've hit the weight I need to be. I'm 89 now, heaviest I've ever been, still in a reasonably good shape, pretty comfortable where I'm at. And the last month's just been singles and doubles on my deadlifts, focusing both on conventional and sumo, as I kind of like both styles. I'm more comfortable with my technique on conventional, but I can hit my weight sumo. My sumo technique has slowly been progressing, and I finally just clicked with it this week of what I need to be doing. So my next block of training, I'm really going to be dialing in that technique whilst pushing my conventional strength. But yeah, it's just singles and doubles on my deadlift twice a week, really pushing my body to the limits the last few weeks to make sure I'm where I need to be to express the strength for the 210 deadlift, which I'm pretty sure I should be able to hit. You'll be able to see in the next video if I get it or not. And then my upper body training, bit of a mess recently because with my rock climbing that I do, it's just been a lot of work for my forearms and grip, and my elbows have been getting a few issues lately. So I haven't had too much progression in my upper body training, but I've slowly figured out what I need to do to get my elbows in a healthier place. So when I go to my next block of training, I should be able to start pushing some numbers in the upper body area as well. So everything has been building up to the deadlift, and that's all I've been focused on lately. Going into my next block of training, I'm going to switch my lower body focus mostly to the squat. So deadlift's just going to be an accessory and technique work. And then my squat's going to be where I put all my energy trying to develop my high bar tempo squat and my front squat. So just because I really want to get a good high bar squat, just because I like the way they feel. And I've done a lot of low bar recently because that is a similar movement pattern to my sumo deadlift. With that wide stance, very hip dominant movement. So I want to start building up my quads a bit more and building up that nice range of motion high bar squat. And I want to see what I get my front squats because I haven't developed them much lately. And then with my upper body training, the main focus is hypertrophy. So just building things up. As you can see with my physique, my upper body's a bit lagging. So just bringing that up will be a good goal to have. Nutrition wise, since having the goal of the deadlift, I haven't tracked my calories. All I've been doing is tracking my body weight, making sure I'm getting enough protein in, and breaking up my protein feedings throughout the day into about 4 to 5 meals, and just making sure my weight's not increasing too quickly. Because I started this goal at the end of a cut. So I started around 80, or 84-ish. And I've just been adding about a kilo a month up to about 89, where I am now, 89. And yeah, been pretty good, just maintaining 89 the last month on about 4 meals a day, pretty big meals. So should be in a good spot where once I go to my next phase, I'll start tracking my calories, probably go into a bit of a deficit for a little bit, just to get myself into a nice good position where I can start increasing calories again, going back into a surplus, so I can get the most out of my training, because that surplus just allows your body to be more comfortable putting on more muscle and performing well in the gym. So it's better, you want to spend as much time as you can in a surplus, so shortcuts, getting as much fat off as possible, and then getting back to building muscle. And yeah, next program will be full body 5 days a week, which will be fun because I haven't done full body in a while. I've been upper lower for the last 4 months, so it'll be fun to get some variation in. And yeah, that's really where my training is at the moment. So the goal is all about the 210 deadlift at the end of this week, and then next phase, the focus goes on to getting my high bar squat really strong, and then focusing on building up my upper body. So I'd like to, by the end of the year, see if I can get my squat to 180. It's a big goal, 4 plates aside, but I think I can get there, and I'm going to really push to see how much I can get out of my squat for the next year, and just keep the deadlift going slowly along by the side with the focus on the squat. And yeah, that's my training at the moment. Nutrition, yeah, so I'll start counting calories again. I'll start with 3,000, see what my body weight does with that. It should be a slight deficit in 3,000. I think I burn quite a bit during the day, just being a heavier body weight than I've ever been before, and with the amount of movement I do. So yeah, I'll keep my protein up, prioritize carbs over fats, break up the protein feedings 4 to 5 times throughout the day. And yeah, it should be good. Start with 3,000, I might drop it down to 2,500 for a few weeks, get a bit lighter, and then start building up again. And you'll note, I'll tell you that throughout the weeks. Make sure I'm still focusing on sleep, because that's super important for strength and everything. And yeah, that's my own training. For this week's weekly fitness tip, what we're going to be going into is your mindset and approach when it comes to getting started with fitness. Because I find people get very put off by what they think they have to do to lose weight or to just get started on a journey of getting healthier or improving their fitness. Because quite often you hear that people think they need to be able to train 6 days a week. They need to change up their entire diet. They need to make big radical changes. When those big radical changes aren't the things that are going to lead to a consistent change in lifestyle behaviors that lead to a long-term relationship with exercise and nutrition. Starting with small steps is going to be key to long-term success with your nutrition and your training. If you start by trying to go to the gym 6 days a week and you set that as your goal, the instant you don't go one of those 6 days, you're now losing and you're now behind. It doesn't feel good, and it just doesn't set you up for a consistent lifestyle. But if you know realistically you can go to the gym 2 times a week for 30 minutes and you're always going to be able to do that, you're going to be much more consistent with your goals, and you're constantly getting wins because you're doing the things that you set out to do, and you're setting yourself realistic building steps to improve. Just focus on like small habits integrated into your lifestyle that will build you much more success than setting big radical goals. And just 2 days a week of lifting and focusing on getting stronger will give you more muscle mass, more strength, increased lean tissue, so you have more muscle in your body. And if you're eating the same amount of calories that you already are, you're probably going to be losing fat and building muscle at the same time. When you first get started, you can get really good results off a little bit of training. It's only an advanced person that needs to go to the gym 6 days a week, because they're pushing out that last little bit of results that they are trying to get. When you're first beginning your training, there's so much potential for you that you don't have to start big to get those results. Start small, build the habits into your lifestyle, and then it will build to much more success. Just snowball as you go. Don't start big, start small and build. Just like with your nutrition, you need to change everything to begin with. Just stop buying chips. Just maybe you might swap your breakfast for a healthier meal, or you might just start by controlling how many times you're eating in a day instead of going straight to tracking all your calories. Just finding something sustainable that works for you that you can integrate into your lifestyle will build a lot more success than trying to radically change everything overnight where you just aren't fully prepared, you're setting yourself up for failure, and you're just not giving yourself the best chance to succeed. So just focus on the small things, the small habits you can add to your life, and you'll have a far greater chance of success than if you set unrealistic goals that are just too big to achieve. Welcome to the first segment of Book Club. So in this week's segment, what we're going to be going over is The Influential Mind by Tali Sherrill. I recently finished reading this book. I found it really enjoyable and very well written and nicely digestible for someone that hasn't gone into psychology and done much reading into that before. So just a couple of my takeaways from this book, so I'm not going to dive too far into it. But the main thing I got from this one, the first bit of information that really hit me from this was how we only really like evidence that supports our biases and our own previous beliefs. So when we're looking at like a topic, we tend to only like the information that comes from our side and supports our bias. So this really opened my mind that maybe I really need to listen to other sides a lot more and not just the information that supports my bias. I need to treat the other information from the other side with just the same credibility as I do the information that supports my bias, so I can get a lot better perspective and not just support what I'm currently believing. And another thing that I took away from this book was when it comes to influencing decisions and helping other people get your perspective of things or influencing their decisions, it's giving choice. It's not just telling them what they should do, but educating them from finding a common ground of where you already have like an agreement and going from that common ground, showing them their options and showing them, giving people a choice, because a choice empowers you a lot more than just being told exactly what to do. So giving people a decision. Another thing I really enjoyed was how other people's choices can impact your own. So you're much more likely to, even though you don't want to admit it, noticing what someone else will do will impact your decision. So like when you're driving down a 2-lane road and you notice someone swap lanes, seeing them swap lanes, you're instantly more likely to swap lanes yourself just because you're going off what they're doing. So trying to, when you make your own decision, get your own decision written down first before looking at what someone else does. And then you can have a better idea of what your idea is and then integrate other people's ideas into that as well. So that's just a few takeaways I got from The Influential Mind. The Influential Mind. I can't pronounce, but you know what I mean. It's right there. Thanks for checking out Book Club. If you've got any book suggestions for me, I love fantasy. I love that sort of fiction, like non-fiction, self-help sort of books. It's like all about development and progressing. So just growing my knowledge. So chuck some suggestions down in the comments and on to the next segment.